Alrighty, boys, it's a winter wonderland out here. I mean, it's pretty bad. Anyways, figured I'd talk about that truck, man. That 417,000 mile truck. I feel like I need to talk about what kept it going, how did it stay alive, and what was the key factor to staying alive. So let's talk about the obvious and then get into the detail. First thing is first, you could tell that the truck was well taken care of. Okay, you got a 2014 that's well maintained. You know, it wasn't beat to crap. So that speaks for itself. It talks about the driver taking care of his stuff and caring about his stuff, but then what I'm about to go to sounds like neglect. So the whole thing of hot shotting is you take a hot load and you run with it. Okay, that's where the whole purpose of hot shotting came out, and that's what actually makes the money, not the hey, let me grab that little load for you and make a dime. The money comes in when you go out there and you pick up those loads and you go. Well, based off of the story, okay guys, follow along here. Based off of the story, that's what I understood happened to the individual. He was on a hot load. His check engine light came on. I'm talking about the tranny. What happened to the tranny? Oh yeah, I'll ask him. Well, somebody asking. So he just kept going, didn't think much about it. Truck kept pulling, he just kept going. Well, upon delivery, he realized something's going. When he delivered his load, he checked the check engine light. He realized something was going on with that transmission. So he figured he could make it home. And I think he was on the East Coast and he's out of the West Coast. So he decided it'd be a good idea to make it home. He's well past his warranty. He has no one to take care of him out there. He's one of them guys that doesn't really believe in other people touching his stuff either, like myself. So I mean, he did what I would have done, you know, just hey, the truck's on a limp mode, just keep trucking, man, whatever. So that's what he did. He got the truck and made it home. Well, by the time he made it home, that hydraulic cylinder, or the hydraulic solenoid, took out the transmission, more or less. By the time they got it home and drained all the oil, the tranny was toast. You know, it's self-grenaded pretty much at that point. Yeah, it doesn't take much to burn off clutches and synchros and destroy them. Well, synchros, I don't know about that, but clutches. Anyway, so that's the story with the clutch. That's the story with the transmission. It had about 200,000, give or take. So since we're on the topic of aisins giving you hell, with my 5-year experience with these aisins that I have, there's 2 transmissions that have had problems. One of them grenaded, that we just spoke about, and another one just shifts hard from second to third. Now, it's not the flare that everyone experiences. If you take it easy, and I'm talking about taking it easy, and you're pulling a trailer, taking it easy, pulling a trailer, it has this shutter. It's not even like a torque converter shutter or something like that. It just locks into from second to third really awkwardly, exactly at 25 miles an hour. So I would say it goes into third, really weird. And if you're a little bit heavier on the throttle, it doesn't do a darn. It doesn't bother it, and you're perfectly fine. So, and this is a truck that I happen not to own. I got some karma stuff to talk about, but I might come back to it later. That's a Ford guy. A Ford guy owns a Ram, and this transmission, well, what the heck, might as well talk to you guys about it. So I'm a Ram guy, and I own one Ford, and that Ford is giving me hell, okay? And then this guy is a Ford guy, and he owns one Ram. And out of all the Rams I've owned, I never had an issue with the transmission. This guy has an issue, you know, locking third, pretty much. It's a little too abrupt for him. So, to make a long story short, be careful what you say. It'll come back at you. It'll bite you. Ford has had all its revenge on me, and Ram's done what it could to that guy. So, be careful, guys. If it takes care of you, take care of it. It'll take care of you. Don't say anything bad, and positive energy will flow, even in a piece of metal. I know it's a It's a little long shot, but it is what it is, and that's how it is, you know. So there you have it, boys. That's my karma story. Now back to facts. What kept the thing going? What kept the 417,000 mile truck going? So we got the transmission out of the way. So solenoid pretty much took out the tranny. And as far as all the little bits and pieces, odds and ends on that truck has had a pretty rough life. And despite it being a little of a pain in the neck, the owner didn't give up on it, and here we go. So for 417,000, not all 3 vacuum pumps / power steering pumps needed to get changed out, but 3 of them did. And the reason for that was and I'm not judging them at all, because this is a tricky one at times. When your booster goes out, and boosters usually go out because of age, that I've noticed, not so much because of mileage. It's just, well, whatever, age and mileage. But this was more or less early in its life. The booster was leaking, and they just kept getting weird sounds out of the pump. So with that in mind, they just kept going through pumps. They were on their 3rd one, and they just, by that, they're like, oh man, this can't be right. So they went ahead, changed out the booster, and that was it. So 3 vacuums, power steerings, and 1 booster on that truck. Now that truck also has a drive line whole assembly replaced. This is thanks to my buddy. He's a nitpicking guy. He likes stuff perfect, and he believes about 200 or 300, whatever the number is for him. He needs to replace it as an assembly. So he comes out of the transfer case all the way to the rear axle. He just buys it as a whole kit, assembly kit. Well, we're gonna do more or less a tire inspection. Some of these guys are just too tired or careless to come out and take a look at them, so we'll do it together. I'm walking around here for a reason, right? So anyways, so I'm talking about the pickups. Sorry guys, I have a problem focusing. So as far as that pickup goes, where did I leave you guys off at? Oh, the drive line. So the driveline has been replaced. I don't believe there's anything wrong with it. It's just over time, it has a lot of play, wear and tear. I haven't done any of mine because I inspect them. They're fine. Is it me being cheap? Maybe, but I don't think, there's preventative maintenance, and then there's let's test this thing out, but let's be smart about it. There's no play in the U-joints. There's no play in the carrier bearing. The carrier bearing is not. Oh shoot, it's cold out here. Running's a bad idea. Carrier bearing has no play. It's not ripped, so I just keep mine in. And I'll keep you guys all updated when I'm gonna replace the first one on mine. So let's point the camera down for a bit here. So that's that, There's so much you could do, so much you could say, but the fact of the matter is that there's no play there, and there's no reason why that thing needs to go. So that's why all mine are still staying. So as far as I know of that truck, as far as I remember, that's all that was replaced on it. Now let's talk service. If you guys aren't familiar with my channel, I actually have a video specifically for service. What do I do with my service, and where do I go with it, as far as mileage and what do we use. I'll give y'all a quick rundown just so y'all understand. I'll try to keep it as quick as possible. So this guy has a fairly similar service to me, so that's why I'm talking about my service intervals. Nothing special. I believe rear diffs 50, him as well. Transmission 30. Engine plus minus 15,000. Does use the oils that I use, which are Schaefer's. So more or less that kind of thing. Fuel filters, give or take 30,000. I do 15 to 20 in the winter, and I do 30, 40 in the summer. To be completely transparent, so you guys pick it all up and understand what I'm doing here. So yeah, that's more or less the short gist of it. Okay, now of course I haven't included the actuator, the manifold, but I will, just so if someone hasn't seen the other video for the replaceable parts, go ahead and add to the list that 417, the actuator got replaced at 417, the exhaust manifold because it was cracked, gaskets worn out because it's cracked, whatever, and the injectors were replaced probably at 416. Ever since the injectors got replaced, that truck had an issue, and so I had to help him out. Anyways, that's the story. That's the short gist of it. May the Lord bless you. May you all have a mighty fine day, and I hope you guys understand why I'm just walking around and not recording the actual truck that I'm talking about. Guys, these boys pull in and out of the shop, and you know, I gotta keep things, 3 companies afloat, and a lot of times I just don't have the time to sit around and wait till they're done. And like some of you said, hey, it would be nice if you could have started the truck and driven it out after you fixed it. Yeah, but I wasn't there. You know, I got things to do. A day like today, freaking snow slowed a lot of things down, so people are doing bare minimum to keep others rolling, and that's about it, you know. And you can't expect them too much, you know. It is what it is, boys. You enjoy life. Sometimes you hustle, and sometimes you kick rocks. Take it easy. As long as you're keeping a fair balance, that's all that matters. And my boy Dre here is having too much fun. All right, boys, have a good one. Bye.